What's going on YouTube? Varric here. I've been messing around on Pluggy. We get a little later in the season now, so I did think of a new build that I wanted to show you guys. It is the Warcry Barbarian using the Act III Mercenary with the Innocence armor. I think that's been a very popular choice this season. It's a very cool armor, doing a lot of fun things with on-striking. A lot of people have been using the War Strike throwing dagger. I think that's going to go away. I do not expect that to be a thing he can continue to use, that Act III Mercenary, in the next season. So I wanted to think of a build that used something else than that. But I will show you what it looks like, the War Strike, just for fun in the video. So let's do a cal map, let's check it out, and let's have some fun. Alright, let's get into the fun part. Let's show the gear. So starting off, as you can see, this is the Warcry Barbarian. You can already see what I'm using. I have the Brimstone Rain. It's a pretty decent one. Nice slam. Got this from a friend. Obviously, it's not 4 socket. It's only 3, but still pretty good. Obviously, it rolled all the maxes, all skills, enemy physical resistance. Like, that's the two you really want to look at. So this is a solid one. In this, I think I have one +3 mana and +3 life after each kill, and I think I have an all res just because my reses were a little low. Next up, I have a Halberd's Rain. This is a +1 or 2 socket. This rolled really well. This was also given to me by a friend, Roll John, from Discord. I think he was holding it from someone else who had a singer. So metal grids. So this is a fun part of the build. I'm using a Storm Spire because it has a very high chance to proc a very high static field. Now, static field can only do 15% damage in hell, but when you teleport into a pack of mobs, that pretty much procs right away. So it's an easy 15% damage right off the bat. So it's just a way to help get some more damage in. Here is the Enigma I'm running just for those teleports. I think that's the biggest downside for Warcry Barbarian is they can't move around the map very well, and they can leap, but they can't bring their mercenaries. And for this mercenary specifically, you want to make sure you're repositioning him because he is, as you can see, wearing an Innocence, and you want to get him in the group of mobs so that he's proccing things. Soul Drainers I have with 10 FCR. I was able to pick up this for pretty decently cheap. That's kind of the nice thing, is that this is a physical build that uses a lot of faster cast and a lot of like caster-based skills. So you're going to find those physical items that people just slam, like whatever, FCR, something like that. They're going to sell for cheap. So it's a nice way to get a cheap set. I think I got this for gold or something. Wisp Projector. I actually like this because obviously it's +1, but it gives, I believe it gives some AR, which is going to help his... I believe it helps his Blade Shield hit mobs better, and it's going to help your Iron Golem hit mobs better as well. Arachnid's Mesh, 20 FCR. You do need 20 to hit that 105 breakpoint. SOJ, this is a friend's. I didn't want to slam it, so don't make fun of me for not having a slam SOJ. But this is nice, gives you some more mana, and obviously you're spamming a lot of stuff, so your mana is going to go pretty low. So you do need that mana after each kill. Marowak, I actually didn't have a CBF here, which was an unfortunate thing. So I think in general, if you want to get some CBF, like you can get a slam on your helmet, slam on your amulet, or you just run Marowaks. I mean, they're not terrible. A lot of people are going to say, oh my god, you're not using Silkweave, because that does have nice mana after each kill. However, I am at 11 and 8, which actually is pretty good. I don't really notice that I need it. So I was able to drop it off, and I'm doing pretty fine. Skillers, excuse me, just regular skillers, Torch Annie, and then just kind of filling in some resists, some magic find, whatever. Just kind of whatever I had lying around. On swap, I just have Mang Song. Fun fact for you guys, and I did not realize this, and I don't even remember when this changed. I was using Grandfathers for a while. Grandfathers do not give +5 Warcries anymore. They give +5 Warcry. Which is a skill, but they do not give +5 to Warcries. So they only give +2 to your Warcries. So don't be using these to pre-buff anymore, because they are worse than just the normal Anya stick you can buy. So fun fact. I don't know when that changed, and I thank one of my YouTube commenters for telling me that. So appreciate it, man. Mercenary, real quick. Well, not real quick. We'll talk about it. So you're going to see something a little different. A lot of people are running the War Shrike. I'll show you. And I apologize. I do tend to jump around and walk around the map and stuff like that. So if that bothers you, I apologize. So a lot of people were using this. It's a very high proc chance for a very high level Nova. I don't think this is going to stick around. I think this is going to be gone. Not the item in general, but I do not think that the Act III Mercenary is supposed to be using a throwing weapon. So I think they're going to make that change, because I think a lot of people are abusing that by giving them War Strike and just doing some big old procs with the Innocence. As you notice, he is not the Holy Shock Act II Mercenary, but those are the ones who are getting the big damage, is the Holy Shock with the War Strike. I can hire one towards the end of this video and just show you what it looks like, and it's pretty nutty damage. But again, you can see he is a cold guy, so he does have cold mastery. He does cast Blizzard, and here he has this item that is going to proc some decently high level Frost Novas. Doesn't do a ton of damage, and you're not like lower resisting, you don't have Conviction aura up, but it's really there for a nice safety measure, and it's doing decent damage still. And that slows mobs real fast. Here, Hellmouth, just because, it's fun with the striking proc percent chance. So you do some nice boulders and meteors, and I mean, you're amping here, so you're using a Headhunter's Glory, so that's amping on striking. So those meteors are actually doing some decent damage, and they do have a physical portion to them. And he has some minus enemy fire resistance, so kind of all around nice item for free procs. Obviously the belle of the ball here is Innocence, so this is what's giving you all that nice proc percent chance. Verdungo's, I found that you don't really need FCR for him. He's not really a big caster, or you're not using him to cast, or you're just using him to strike. So I thought Verdungo's is pretty good. Another one you can probably use is, I'm realizing now, is String of Ears, because I do think that he will get lifesteal from his Blade Shield. So actually that might be something I change, just put on a String of Ears instead, just to give him some nicer sustain. Marowak's just for CBF, and you actually do need some decent strength and dexterity. I was stupid and I put this in well, not stupid, because it has a minus 25%, so you do want the nice defense. He's still low level, as you can see, he's only level 82, sorry. Adjusting myself. He's only 82, so like if I take off this, which I need for the strength and dex, or the strength, I can't use my Innocence anymore. But eventually, once he levels up a little more, I will probably just put like I'll put this puppy on, just like a Vamp Gaze for extra PDR. I found and slammed that myself. That was a pretty cool item. It was max PDR, and then I slammed a max PDR on it, so it's nice 26%. I told you this Storm Spire and the Iron Golem. I think that's all I had to tell you for him. Nothing really to see in here. I mean, he's got max res just because I put some diamonds in the Headhunter's Glory. So you look at this is not an expensive build, obviously, other than the Innocence. You got a Zod in there, yes. So this itself is expensive, but otherwise, like, a lot of these are not necessary, right? The +1, 2 sockets, not necessary. I mean, the metal grids with the life after each kill, that was a nice find, but don't need it. Not necessary, right? Well, I mean, this is only necessary because I want to use this instead of a Ravenfrost. So like, again, you're not doing a whole lot change here. You don't need a whole lot of high level gear, high crazy HR stuff. So you can get by with a pretty decent setup. Excuse me, here we go. And you can still do some pretty good damage. So again, spend a decent amount of HR just to get a couple extra skills. But for the most part, very cheap build, very easy build. All right. And then, I'm sorry, stats and skills. Skills, you'll notice that Warcry has a lot of synergies, which is kind of annoying, and I would hope they consolidate that. I don't think they will. They'll probably keep it the same, but I do want to maximize damage output, so I'm maxing Howl, I'm maxing Battlecry, obviously maxing Warcry. So Howl, Warcry, Battlecry. I am maxing Battle Command next because that gives you +3 bonus skills. So for every 10 base levels, you're getting an extra skill. So I'd like to get +3 skills there. And then I'm just dumping into battle orders. Everything else is just 1 point. Dumping into battle orders. Nothing in combat skills. You can make an argument to put Leap on just to like give you a little extra mobility when you're waiting on Enigma charges, but I'm not going to do it just yet or right now. And then just 1 point in each of these. Again, you can make the argument to like maybe throw some more into Iron Skin, I'm at 20% PDR. I think that's pretty solid. You'll see when I'm in the cow map, I really don't take a whole lot of damage, and he's slowing the cows down a lot. Obviously, your incoming damage is going to be worse in other maps, like if I do this Phlegathon. So the cow map is, yeah, it's going to have a little more, or a little less damage coming at you. Anyway, so I think that is it. You can see real quick, here is my life. I'm at 33.4, because as you can see, I just have enough strength to wear my gear, enough dex to wear my gear. I didn't put any in dex, only put enough to wear my halberds, and then just dumped in a vitality. So you get some good health from this build. So that's it. So without further ado, let's just kind of jump around and see what the damage output is like. So let's get into it. I think I'm all set. So you can see pretty solid damage. Doesn't take me whole very long. I'm not, oh nice, I'm not taking much damage, neither is my mercenary. Iron Golem, so the funny thing is Iron Golem for people who wear metal grids is, in my opinion, and I think it's fact, they're gonna live longer than a summoner who puts like 1 point into each. Even with all those like plus summoning skills, a summoner who just puts 1 point into Iron Golem and Golem Mastery, I think the Iron Golem from Metal Grids is actually beefier than that could be. So most summoners, that's all they do, just 1 and 1. So you're actually more, you're less likely. Oh my god, I got Mars. Let's slam it. Mars with light res. Okay. So you're actually less likely, I think, to have your Iron Golem die by using Metal Grids than you would for a summoner with 1 point in each. So as you can see, I'm doing pretty good. Damage is nice. Remember guys, I'm an 82 Barbarian. So I'm not like, I just made this character yesterday. I just leveled him up. And I'm clearing these maps pretty well, pretty efficiently. So it is just very, very gear based. Can do a lot with a little, and it only gets better from here. So as I level up, get a little more tanky, get more skills into synergies, I'll do a little more damage. So it's kind of nice. So I'm not going to go through this whole map. I think the one downside, and I don't have to show it to you, the one downside to Warcry Barbarians is they have very slow boss killing ability. But you are amping, which is nice. You're amping and you're Warcrying. So, you know, you're doing decent damage to the boss. So still not really much faster than it would have been last season or without Innocence build. So that's not a huge part of it. So I'm not really going to show it. But what I will show is, let's just show you what the Act III Holy Nova looks like. Or, not Holy Nova. What am I trying to say? Shock Nova? I don't know what's called. Holy Shock, there it is. Alright, let's get Geshef. What's up, Geshef? Let's give him all his gear. I'm not going to be able to use that yet. Not going to do that. Alright, we're going to go put War Strike on him. And you can see he's going to do some serious damage. War Strike also needs some pretty high dex, so you're going to want to find a ethereal one, just so we can wear it, because he doesn't have that high dex. Alright, let's go look around for some big packs. You may not be able to, I need to get a big pack to jump into, which I have not found yet. Let's get a big pack. There we go. So you may not notice the difference. It is more damage, I guarantee it. But is it more survivability? Probably not. Is it that much more damage? Maybe, maybe not. I mean, it does synergize very well for him, and the Nova is a pretty nutty percent chance. I mean, 40% chance when you're striking in a large group of mobs. So something's definitely going to get nerfed here. Yeah, I would say expect it, and that's why I've sort of considered what the build could look like without War Strike on it. Another honorable mention, and this is something I'll show in my next video because I do kind of want to show a little bit more of the theory crafting behind it, which I'll do in Pluggy, is a Doom rune word, which I think you can use you can use on a scepter, so he can also wear Doom. And that does a lot of nice damage. It's a lot of fire damage, and you can probably you can even probably use like the fire mercenary, because I think there's a lightning, there's a cold, and a fire Act II Mercenary. So that would synergize well with his Hellmouth as more damage. It would synergize well with Headhunter's Glory. But yeah, Doom is a nice rune word that you can use there. So some people also use the dual dream. I tried it. Oh Jesus, poor Gollum. I tried it. I wasn't a huge fan of it. My Gollum's about to die. Jesus. I wasn't a huge fan of it. Some people say it's nice because it apparently it gets like triple procs right away. I don't know. I tried it. I didn't think it was that awesome, but maybe I'm wrong. But I think it's expensive, and I'm not a fan of it. But anyway, that is that. Just wanted to show you what it can do. I guess, just for time reasons, we won't do the Phlegathon, but really all I wanted to show you is that he's still pretty beefy in a map that's not just cows running at you. I mean, his PDR is pretty high. Your mercenary, his PDR is going to be high. Like once I put that, what's it called, Vamp Gaze on him, it's going to get up to a pretty high amount, I think near 40. So good survivability. You got good resistances. Right? My all res is very high. I could probably drop that jewel from the brimstone, but yeah, all around very good build. I think the Act II Mercenary or Act III Mercenary is a very nice addition. Once again, I like the cold. I'm probably going to run the cold. If you want to do the shock, that's fine. Last thing I'll mention, actually, the cold as well gives you prayer. So that is a nice aura because it's giving you life regeneration. So that's something to keep in mind for a class that does kind of struggle with the ability to stay alive. You're getting that nice prayer aura. So I like that. I think it's a good way to get like an all around nice build. So something to consider. But anyway, that was, I think, what I wanted to show you for this build, that he's the live one. So again, this is live, this is not pluggy. So this is what I've built, and I'm just going to kind of level up with him and have some fun. But I will do another video with the pluggy and show you what that looks like with a couple other ideas. Like I said, the Doom, you could even put like an Exile rune word on your Golem for more tankiness, but I think this is like the best all-around way to do it. That's pretty cheap, won't break the bank. So that's it, guys. If you have any questions or have any comments or want to see other ideas or videos, or you have your own ideas, please feel free to comment. I love making these videos. I love PD2. I love supporting this game. So please feel free to like, subscribe if you want to see more of my videos. So that's it, guys. Have a good one. Bye.